Welcome to Poemify Podcast, the poetry and art talk show, where we celebrate the beauty and diversity of African art. Our show features interviews with African artists, poets, and other creatives who draw inspiration from the rich cultural heritage of Africa. In each episode, our host engages in a lively discussion with our guests, delving into the inspiration behind their art, the cultural significance of African work, and the role of poetry and arts in promoting and preserving African culture. So, if you're a lover of arts, poetry, or African culture, tune into our podcast today and join us on this exciting journey of discovery and creativity. Once again, welcome, Poemify Podcasts.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jide.
Good afternoon.
It's nice to have you here. I've been anticipating this interview for like a while, and I'm glad the day has come.
Yeah, I'm glad the day has come.
Yeah,
Scheduled time, I couldn't make it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Life happens. It's understandable. Yeah, so how's your day been? Let's start with that.
Well, today I'm off work, so it's been a quiet day. I just had to relax a bit. Then went out for a short walk. And I'm back here in time for these conversation.
Yes. Thank you. I'm glad you're having an amazing day. A calm and quiet day. We all need that kind of day. We all do. So it's nice to have you in today's episode. If you mind, can you tell us more about yourself before I go right into the questions?
This is actually like the question I dread most. I find it hard to talk about myself. I find it hard to write about myself. But yeah, I'll try as much as possible.
Please do.
Jide Badmus, like you already know.
Yes.
The full name actually is Oluwatosin, but right from when I was a child, I just loved the short form. So, I'm the first of 4 children. I was born in Ilorin, Kwara State capital. Grew up in Ilorin. Did all my schooling in Ilorin. I'm a poet. I find it difficult to refer to myself as a writer. I don't know why that is like. I confidently say I'm a poet.
Yeah.
Take a bit of a pause before I actually blurt out that I'm a writer. So yes, I'm a poet. Trained as an engineer. Went to the University of Ilorin. Like I said, I schooled all my schooling in Ilorin. Chapel Nursery and Primary School, University of Ilorin Secondary School, then University of Ilorin. Studied electrical engineering.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've worked as an engineer for almost 16, 17 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
I have published 4 full books and several chapbooks. Well, people can get to read some of my
work.
Some of my works. I have a Substack, I have a Medium, and I share sometimes too on my Facebook.
Okay.
I'm not so much of an Instagram person, but I have an Instagram account too.
You try.
So Twitter is mainly poetry Twitter. The rest I just keep and rush out.
Okay. So you see, it was not so hard.
It was hard. I was thinking, what should I say? What should I leave out? Have I said everything?
You've said a lot. You've said a lot, especially that electrical engineer part. No wonder your work is electrical. It gives us the electricity kind of vibe. We love it. We love it. We love it. All right. So thank you for introducing yourself to us. It's an honor to have you here and to know you, Mr. Jide Badmus. All right. Yes. So you're an engineer by training and a poet by passion. Do equations ever sneak into your poems, or do your poems ever try to solve any engineering problems?
Yeah, well, I think both happens. Yeah, but mostly equations and laws of engineering and mathematics, they sneak into my the first I can even think of straight away is I have a poem titled Almighty Formula. I have the images of loyalty applying Newton's third law of motion. So yeah, and when you actually read deep into my poetry, you see a lot of technical terms, from the science world, scientific terms, and so what I've deliberately done over the years is also try to marry that side of me with the writing part of me. So yeah, when you say does it solve engineering problems, I'll say yes. And yeah, you were wondering how.
Yes.
There are times I get out of work and I still have issues I've not resolved, and what I've learned to do is to leave work at work. But you know how the mind works. But I'm going home. What I'm thinking is poetry. I'm eating. I'm back at home, and I think it's the way I ease my mind and relax.
Okay.
And I have discovered that when I'm relaxed, I can, recharge and approach whatever issues I've had at work from a fresher perspective. And usually I get back in the morning and I have a solution. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, okay, this is what I should try. So in a way, poetry solves my engineering issues too.
Wow, that's amazing. Ooh, I didn't expect the answer, but it did a lot to the question. Okay, so moving on to the second question. In one of your works, you said things in runes were once beautiful. What's one personal rune that ended up shaping your art the most?
That's So, how would I say this? I usually say kind of person that feels that and what I've tried to do is to attach too much importance to certain things, thereby forgetting that it's a
yes.
So most times I see each experience as a wrong. Off my head right now, and I've learned not to live with regrets. But with hindsight, you see that whatever has happened to you and a preparation for something, a new phase you are entering into.
Yeah.
So for all my videos, see them, if we can see them as ruins right now. I try to write about them. And how do I do? I try not to write about them when I'm going through that particular experience.
Yeah.
Because I know what emotions can do to
Yes, sir.
logic and objectivity. And I try to be as logical and objective and emotional as I can be in my points.
Mm.
So when I'm outing, I'm going through trying times or difficult times, yes, I take notes. Yes, I, go through all of it, but I give it time. I give myself time to heal, and at that, I can actually talk about those situations as objective, as logical as I can.
Yes,
While I'm not able to pinpoint a particular thing, yes, that's just how I approach stuff like that.
thank you. So you don't write when you're like experiencing or you're in that feeling, because I think there's a way our emotions show in our work. No matter how we try to mask it, it will just show. So I'm glad. Yes. Sorry, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so when I say I don't write, when I write, I know it's not finished. So I don't write and share.
Okay.
Because I know I'll still constantly, and the way I write today, and for the next how many days I'm going back to the same writing, to the same poem, reading over and over, making changes. So yes, I put it down because memory cannot be trusted at times. And like I said, the conditions surrounding you at each particular time affect how you recall things or how you describe it. Yes. Someone that has gone through some pain, after getting out of the pain, when writing about it, you will not really
carry that much weight.
Yes. So also when you are in pain, at times you don't see the positives at all. So the balance is, yes, I'm writing it down, but I'm not sharing it. It's not finished. I'm writing it with the idea that, yes, this is an ongoing work. And when I'm finally editing, I'm also trying to be true to myself. Sugarcoat things, not to, hide from, the bone of the matter after.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. I think that sounds philosophical, but that's just how I view things anyway. So.
Yes. Oh, that helps. It does. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Your work explores sensuality, healing, and destruction with a mix of brevity and ambiguity. So if you had to choose, would you rather write one perfect ambiguous haiku or 100-page crystal clear poem?
Okay, so two things. Usually I don't have direct answers to you. Pardon me, I'm Nigerian.
No problem.
Questions. So I'll go around it, but I'll still answer it. Firstly, ambiguity for me is not clarity. It's different from clarity. It's different from simplicity. It's more of viewing the same thing in several ways. So I'm looking at a flower and I'm seeing something else. I'm applying, the whatever I'm seeing with the flower, I'm applying it to everyday life. I'm applying it to politics. So you might say a poem, write a poem about cigarettes.
Yes.
And the lines might be as clear as possible that I'm describing how a cigarette looks.
Yes.
But almost every time, my poem carries more than that superficial, that surface meaning. And that's the ambiguity for me. So for me, I try to create something that everybody can take something out of it. For someone who just wants to look on the surface, there's something for you to pick. for someone who wants to probe deeper,
there's also something.
Something else. It could be political, it could be scientific, it could be any other thing. So yeah, to answer your question, rather write. So when you talk of haiku as in length, I would say yes, I want to write a haiku than the 100-page.
Yeah, right. Okay, all right. So moving on. I know you talked about if you were to write on cigarettes, but funnily enough, you wrote about coffee. Yeah. So in coffee, you turned a simple beverage into a full-blown metaphorical anthology. What's the strangest thing that has ever inspired a poem for you?
Strangest? Keep calling me this kind of question. Like I answered in the first time.
Yes.
I try not to, rate experiences as one over the other. But yeah, coffee is one. It's a weird experience. What was I thinking of? I love coffee, and I'm looking at the fact that I love a lot of other things.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what if coffee is a lover? So I'm looking at coffee, every physical attribute, every feature he has, and I'm looking at an ideal lover and similarity between the lover and the coffee. Then I interchange. I'm writing about coffee. Yes. On the other hand, you flip it, I'm writing about the lover. What other experience? We just spoke about cigarette. I talked about cigarettes, about dynamite.
Yeah.
I wrote a short poem in my book, Scripture. And when you look at a cigarette, it's like putting, you put a cigarette between your lips. And I'm looking at two lovers and an act. I'm like, okay. You look at cigarette as if you are drawing once, burning. So yeah, I'm writing cigarettes and I'm writing about sex. I think it's one of my favorite poems, as direct and as twisted as you can.
Yes.
Are you writing this? How do you understand? So let me see if I can get a copy of the scripture and just read that short poem, but for you to really understand
what you're talking about.
Also, I think one of the weird idea also is I'm looking at, I can't remember the title, but it's like looking at an open Bible and seeing something else. Okay, yeah. For example, this is dynamite. Let me just read dynamite. Yeah. I say, I'm a stick of cigarettes. Put me between your lips. Take a drag and feel the flames burn inside us both. Feel me explode like dynamite. And stuff like this, run through scripture. Scripture are for an intersection between sexuality, sensuality, and spirituality.
Yeah.
So I'm taking scriptural and faith-related images and seeing the sensuality in it. What else can I say?
I think you've answered the question. You have. So this is the last question on coffee. Then we'll close the chapter of your book, Coffee. So Coffee began as a single poem and became an anthology that carried many poets along. Did you expect your cup to overflow that much?
No. It was it was random. It was unexpected. I just wrote the book. I didn't also know how much people would love it. I don't know how much. I couldn't tell myself how much impact or how much effort I put into it. But I think it came out so good that people started responding to it.
Yeah.
I can't remember because I posted it on Facebook and someone else saw it and followed the same structure, the same number of lines, I think. Titled it Coffee after Jide Badmus and shared it. And from there, other people started. And before a week ran down, I was seeing more than a dozen versions of coffee. Before the months went by, I couldn't count. So I just saw that people would tag me, and I thought, okay, let's compile this. If this, I think it's like I can't remember. Look, this statement has inspired others to respond in their own way. Let's put it together as an anthology, and that's just it. It wasn't premeditated. It wasn't planned. It just came. And I had people responded to it that way.
Yeah, I'm also. That's one thing about your work or works in general. Whatever you pour into, just keep showing up. Just keep showing up, and one day it just blows up, and like you're seeing the results of all the work you've put into it. Yeah, so I'm glad. Alright, now we are done with the coffee chapter. Now let's go back to Jide chapter. Okay, so you're known for blending tenderness with intensity. How do you strike that balance without tipping into melodrama?
So, I think I can't remember who wrote a blog for one of my books about life. Maybe it's Jide Badmus, and he mentioned something. He said, I have what is referred to as controlled release. I think it's also a function of my personality.
Okay.
Sometimes I tend to do things and want things to come out as perfect as possible.
Yes.
So I dwell on it. I try to question myself and question my work so much. Am I saying too much? Am I saying too little? Am I just being emotional? Or is this relative? Is this practical? So I feel poetry is an art that should be felt. I'm a passionate person, though on the surface you might not see, you might be hard to see because, like I said, I'm obsessed with control. So I think it helps me to, achieve the balance in making the reader, get emotional, get attached, feel what I'm saying, without actually losing the essence of it, without actually, losing the logic of it. And when you think about it, for someone who writes a lot of love poems and romantic poems or erotic poems, as it's rare, it's easy to write love poems and they just sound like fantasy. People say, people fall in love and say stuff like, if you leave me, I will die. You know, that kind of thing. And
Yes.
look at it practically, not many people will actually, people move on.
Yeah.
Some don't even want you living there, if you understand.
Yeah.
So those elements, when at times they could be used as poetic devices, I try to, you know, look at experiences that are actually real. And when you look at it, you feel like I've lived this life, I've passed through this phase.
Yeah.
So the emotions are there, but the reality too is there. The fact that love is good, but love is not perfect.
Yes.
And well, that's how I look at everything. Everything in the world. Life is, you know, full of all form of experiences. You have the good, the bad, the ugly. You experience
Yes.
laughter, you experience tears, and there's joy, there's grief. So just try to, you know, be practical and infuse everything that is realistic into my work.
Yes. Thank you for that. A lot of people find it hard to be realistic. It's normal to live in that bubble of, oh, let me just imagine everything is rosy, everything is smooth, everything is nice, until reality hits them and it's difficult to face it. But I'm glad you work. Yes. Sorry, do you want to say anything else?
Yeah. When you also look at the aspect of being melodramatic, you say things about, I used to tell my mentees that, and that's how I challenge myself, writing about pain, writing about darkness, writing about, you know, others. I tell people that darkness has a wide range of vocabulary. It's easy to find beautiful expressions, so to say, to describe, you know, a bad situation.
Yes.
But just look at something, you know, when you're looking at a joyful moment, people tend to say, yes, I'm happy. But that's just, they can't really even put words to happiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Or how they are feeling. And that is where I task myself. And I think it's where it's why, you know, we're able to see that tenderness and intensity, you know, coming together.
Wow, thank you so much. I took a few notes from what you said. Yes, that's I'm still thinking about what you said last night. We find it hard to express ourselves in the good times, but when it's something bad or terrible, we have 1,001 words to just throw out to express ourselves. Yes, that's something to ponder on. That's something I would sit down and think later after this interview. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, moving on to your other works. Love Alphabet is unapologetically sensual, while Paradox of Little Fires digs into fragility and resilience. How do you shift gears between intimacy and philosophy without losing your voice?
Like I said, it's difficult to live in my mind because I'm seeing something else that I'm thinking something else entirely. I think we're all philosophers. We might not be able, or we might not all be able to, you know, express it. And I think for me, I've learned not to, you know, we read books, we watch movies. I've learned not to dwell so much on, you know, extracting philosophies from such experiences. I look inwards mostly. I'm mostly introspective, and irrespective of what the popular philosophies are, it's not what I'm looking at. Someone that looks at the positive side of things even when things are not going well. So even when the popular philosophy says something is red,
Yes.
and I'm experiencing purple, I'm trying to understand why it is purple at this time. So the question was, how am I able to learn
To shift gears, yes. Intimacy without losing your voice.
I think everything that we go through, every experience, every journey, there's a deeper side to it. So the fact that you fall in love with someone, it's beyond just the fact that you are attracted to them. There's a reason you are attracted to them. There's a reason you come across them at that particular time in your journey. So for me, I don't see any single thing as it is. I see everything as a symbol of something else. Representation of something else. I think the essence of poetry, or what we do essentially with poetry, is describe something else. Describe something with another thing.
Yes.
That's basically what we do with poetry. We want to convince you that the setting sun or the falling rain is heaven's tears.
Yeah.
It's comparison.
Yes.
So when you go from image to image, you also go deeper and find the essence of. So I don't just want to compare the falling rain as tears. I want to also look at the fact that the rain comes down and blesses us. And through the tears, have that same impact.
Yes.
So it gets me introspecting, gets me going back into memory, finding periods where perhaps I cried while I was actually happy. You understand?
Yes,
so
I do.
I think everything. We're all philosophers when we actually pay attention and try to. And looking at the fact that the way many people will look at love poems and erotic poems, it feels as if they are simple. It feels as if there's really nothing to them. It makes me want to work harder to make my kind of poetry different. Not just talking about intimacy, it's looking at something much more. So.
Right. Thank you. I look forward to more of your work when it comes to that. That's why we'll be waiting. Okay, so now, away from you being an engineer and a poet, as a founder of Inspired, did I get it right? And an editor at Conscious Magazine, what gaps in Nigerian literature are you most passionate about filling?
Mentorship, mentoring.
Why is that?
Yeah, I think there's always apart from that, I think the start is the fact that how would I say accidentally, but I started writing, and during my earlier writing stage, I looked for, I wanted someone to actually someone I can look up to, someone that can help me with the journey. And it wasn't to be. I had to pick my mentors from pages of books.
Yes.
rather than someone close or physical or someone I could speak to on the phone. I tell people that I grew up in the literary world. I grew up in the shadows. Yes, I understand what's the essence of shadows, the essence of being in the dark while growing, even when you need the light. But yes, if I could change anything, I would have wanted someone that has been in that field, that has passed through that stage, to be able to actually call up, talk to, speak about the art. So it was one of the things that pushed me into starting Inspired. I see a lot of people want to write, love to write. Some just write, they don't even know what they're doing or why they're writing. And I feel a little reward would encourage more people to continue with it. I feel pat on the shoulder, would help shape and push. Maybe that's the only push some people need.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the gap that I always look to close. Look through at the grassroots, at people that are coming up, people that are in doubt, are not sure what they're doing.
Thank you so much. Mentorship,
Confidence.
You would. Sorry, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, mentorship is important. Be it poets, musicians, like we all need someone we look up to that we can run to when we are stuck, we're confused, and that this person can relate to it. It's not this I understand just at the tip of the tongue, but because that person has passed through that pain, has been in your shoes, so you can trust whatever advice is coming from that person. So, and I'm glad you have a platform that's able to assist you in filling that gap and to reach other poets or upcoming poets. I don't think there's anything like upcoming, but people who are interested interested in being a poet. So thank you so much. Thank you. So still on filling the gap, you've helped curate voices through anthologies like Today I Choose Joy. So what's the most surprising or moving piece you've come across from emerging writers?
Jesus Christ. Nah, I don't even have to open for me. Yeah. I'll repeat this for the third time. So I'm not that person who like I said, read things, say okay, this is my best poem. I think everything they have their own role, they have their own place to fill in our lives. And as much as I would say that, I can just point to a couple for myself even. I don't even recall. I cannot recite any of my poems by heart.
Wow.
And why? I live through my poems. I tend to get new experience from each new reading. Being able to recite the poem, read it offhand or anything is to me limiting the kind of experience I'll get from that point, because it becomes reflex. And for me, I want intensity. I know reading this poem today, because of the difference in time and mood and weather and whatever and location, it gives me a different feel from reading it 2 months ago. And every time I want it to be like that, I want to take something new out of the work of art every single time I do it. Having said that, as much as I might not be able to pick titles right now, I can remember from Vowels Under Duress, there was this poem by we call him Poet. That's his name anyway. That's his nickname. The first letters of it is Poet, and that's Oluwatosin Isaac. He wrote a poem, and that contributed the poem in Vowels Under Duress. And every time I go back to that poem, it does something to me. In How to Fall in Love, I'll talk about Derek. Derek he has a poem in that anthology. And one thing with Derek is the Silaman. I said Silaman. That's prediction. It was the Evaristo prize winner for 2024.
Oh.
So I'm predicting him for Silaman. That's so yeah. There's something with his poetry. It's soft. I don't know how he does it. The language is, it's like you cut through a bone and you see the inside.
Yes.
That's how his poem in How to Fall in Love, as I expressed to me. Even while I was reading through before we picked the ones that made the final cut. In the same vein, Wisdom Protocol has many. I think he has a poem, he has a piece in that also. And yes, him and Derek, there's that softness of voice, that mastery of language that I always pick from their pieces. I can talk of many others, but yeah, in those collections. Today I choose Joy. Well, Pamela Jacobas is in there. And that piece speaks. I think while one thing I'm obsessed with in anthologies or collections book is arrangement. The arrangement of the poems tell a story too. And once I saw Pamela's poem, I knew it was going to be the last piece in that collection. I think, yeah.
Wow.
And it was also special in the sense that while there were some controversies while we were accepting submission for that anthology, I think there were a couple of deaths by suicide in the literary community at that time. Was what actually pushed me to. And I was hearing murmurs all over, like, why would you say I choose joy? You don't have a choice, you can't control what those kind of stuff. People trying to talk the fact that I know I and Kamleri had one intense conversation, and so when he sent in that piece and I read it, I knew it was going to be the last poem on the book. Yes, while I might not now, I can refer to different pieces, different poems that really touched me or affected me one way or the other while curating these anthologies. And they are not just limited to these ones I mentioned, but just off the top of my head, these are the ones I could just quickly think of.
Yeah. Thank you. They deserve their flowers, and thank you for giving them their flowers. Because I can sense from the excitement in your voice, they really did touch you. They did.
Yeah, they did.
Yes. So moving away from questions that feel like it's set up. You are safe now. You're safe. Yes. Please trust me. Please. I mean good. I mean good.
Okay, I'll see.
All right. So, do you think poetry should always be serious, or is there room for play, banter, or even memes in verses?
And you say there's no more setup.
It's not set up.
All these things are things we one way or the other, argued about, spoken about. They are always ongoing conversations. But yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I think now if I say poetry should not always be serious, there's also that part where people see poetry as sacred and should not be something people just toy with. But I think poetry does not have to be serious, really. Yes, I think it could be anything you want it to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Because it serves different purposes for everybody. People write to, relieve their burdens, and you cannot tell them not to write that way. Some people write to make themselves happy. Yeah. I think poetry can, take a bit of everything. Even in my poems, I try to, put in some humor.
Yeah.
What's life without laughter?
Yeah.
But that meme part, no. Meme is meme. It's a different art on its own.
Yes.
Yeah. I think there are poems that are, meant to wet the ground even when you want to perform.
Yeah.
You understand? So yeah, you can have short poems that are like bands, that are like, funny, just to set the mood before you even go into more intense and more serious and performance. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That was easy. Alright, so as a Nigerian, which Nigerian dish best describes your poetry? Is it pepper soup, hot and burning, jollof rice, crowd pleaser, or suya, intense, unforgettable with a kick? Maybe let me infuse dodo.
Jesus.
So which one? Because that's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's my favorite meal.
Now you're causing trouble. One, I don't like dodo.
Oh my god.
I'm unusual. I don't like dodo. I'm not much of a jollof rice person either. So I don't understand the discussions, the conversations that are around jollof rice when I go on social media. I'm like, just jollof rice. Just something you got.
Oh my god. Let me just calm down.
Which Nigerian dish best describes
your poetry?
I'll say suya. Intense, unforgettable with a
kick. Yes.
I like meat. I like barbecue. So yeah, I think so. I think suya.
Okay, I will just let it slide.
I think something like you don't have a choice. I think something like jollof rice is going to be something that takes the essence of the meal itself away.
Yeah.
And trivializes it with the argument surrounding it. It's Ghana jollof rice. It's this. It's
Nigerian jollof rice.
So, my poem is not like that.
Alright.
The controversies my poems will create would be something essential, something topical. Yeah. So something is essential.
Okay.
So,
Suya.
Yeah,
Suya it is.
good beverage, whatever choice beverage.
No problem. No problem. I give you that. You are pardoned. You are pardoned.
No, I don't commit to crime.
Okay, so if you could tweet only one line of your poetry for the rest of your life, what would it be?
And you're saying set up as finished.
No, yes, finished.
Yeah, it has not finished though. I don't know. You are still making me choose. I think without thinking too far, I'll just say there's a storm in my head. So that's kind of sums up my existence or why I'm writing poetry. Because there's always a storm in my head. I'm learning to say something. So if it's just one line I have to tweet or I have to write every day, it's that there's a storm in my head.
There's a storm in your head. What a way to wrap it all up.
Yeah.
That's an amazing line. There's a storm in my head. Oh, it was a nice time. A nice time I had, and I'm very sure you had a nice time too. It's an
unusual interview. It's not the ones I'm used to. The kind of questions, the way they've come, the way they are friends. So yeah, well done.
Thank you. So I think that's the wrap. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, with your intellect. Thank you for sharing your experiences and drop some hints here and there. And a powerful line at the end. There's a storm in my head. Even after choosing Suya. But it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're good. Thank you so much. Alright. So that's a wrap on today's episode. Please do enjoy the rest of your day. Well, thank you. I should go on you. Bye, sir. Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Poemify Podcast. We hope you enjoyed every bit of it. Did you? If yes, do well to share with your art-loving friends. It's the least you can do for art's sake, you know. See you on the next episode.